Hi everyone, it's Tori. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about what is on my wish list for PolishPickup for the month of November. November's theme is Fairy Tales and Folklore, and the shop will be open from November 3rd through November the 6th. I have several polishes on my wish list. I have watched a couple other gals do their wish list videos, and I was like, nope, I'm not getting any more than like 4 or 5 polishes. That was the agreement that my husband and I agreed on recently. Well, there's more than 5 or 6 on my wish list, so I don't plan to get everything, but as most of you guys know, my husband wears the polish as well, so it's not just me purchasing for me to wear. He wears the polishes. So that's part of the reason I get what I get. But I do have a couple on here. I watched Polish with Ray's wishlist video, and she had a couple that I thought, you know what, I looked at these originally and didn't think much of it. And was just kind of like, well, do I put that on my wish list? So there are a couple on here that I'm not sure if I'm going to get, but let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first one on my wish list is by BCB Lacquer. This is called Rise from the Ashes. This is inspired by Phoenix. It is a dark blue base with strong red to gold to green shifting shimmer, and it's loaded with large particle hollow. It will be 15 milliliters. The price will be $13.50 for this polish, and there is a cap of 300 bottles available. Now, when I mention a cap on a product, if you were new to PolishPickup, that just means the maker has committed to make that many products. So in this case, they've committed to make 300 bottles of this polish. Once those 300 bottles sell out, sometimes they add a few extras in there, which means upping the cap. Not always. Once it sells out, usually it sells out and you're not able to get it. So if you see something that is piquing your interest and you want to pick up an item, try to pick it up when the shop opens. This polish, at first, for me, was kind of, I was like, do I really want that one? And the more I looked at it, I thought, nope, I'm not going to put that one on there. Then I saw Polish with Ray's video, knew that I had to go ahead and get this one because it is so beautiful. The shifts in here, this is going to be perfect for like Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving going into December, that kind of transition from November, December, I think this would be beautiful. I love everything about this. I love BCB Lacquer polishes. I have quite a few in my collection, and this is just really pretty. Looking at it, there's just something about this. It's kind of like grungy in my opinion, but it's also unique and interesting with those shifty shimmers in here. So I'm probably going to pick that one up as well. This next one I put on my wish list after I saw photos on the PPU Facebook group. This one is from Polished for Days. This is called The Wanderer. The price will be $13.50, and there is no cap on this polish. This is inspired by an enchanted forest, and it is described as being a bright red glowy base with glowing orange to yellow large particle metallic shimmer. I immediately looked at this polish and thought, I have a polish from Wildflower Lacquer called Perhaps a Christmas Gourd. I think it's similar enough to that where I don't need this one. I did do comparison photos, which you guys should be seeing here in this video, and they do not look 100% identical. This one has larger particle shimmer in it than the Wildflower Lacquer polish does, and this one is more of an orangey red, whereas Wildflower Lacquer is a deeper red, if that makes sense. So that in itself, I will probably get this one just because I'm a sucker for polishes like this, and this one looks beautiful. This next polish, my husband put on the wish list. I don't know if I even saw this one initially. I will say going into PolishPickup this month, I was kind of like, I don't really see a huge amount that I'm interested in. Then the more I looked at it, I'm kind of like, oh, there's a couple other ones I need. So there's that. But this one is by Dark and Twisted Lacquer. It is called the Kraken. I'm not sure how I say that, and I apologize if that's incorrect. This is inspired by the myth of the Kraken, and does it really exist? I don't know if that's Kraken or Kraken, but anyway. This is a navy blue base polish with red to pink shimmer, red flakes, and some scattered red micro glitters. That is interesting. Okay, yeah, I guess on these photos, I guess I can see that. I didn't realize there was all of that sparkly goodness in here. I did know there was red flakes. That is really pretty. Depending on photos, though, I will say some of them make this polish look a little bit deeper than what it actually is. I feel like it looks deeper than on other pictures. Well, anyway, but this is one my husband picked out. Okay, this photo here, you can really tell there is lots of black flakies in this polish. That is pretty. I do really kind of like this one. So anyway, this one's probably going to be added to my collection. I don't have many from that brand. Let me know if they're a little bit of a newer brand. I think they are. Not really sure. The next one was one that my husband had mentioned right away when he saw the spoilers for PolishPickup. Facebook, I think it was their Facebook group. This is Wildflower Lacquer Frog and Toad. It'll be $13. There's no cap on this one. This is inspired by Frog and Toad together. It is an emerald green jelly polish with subtle green to blue to purple shifting shimmer. This will likely stain, so she recommends wearing a good base coat with this one. I will say I've noticed that with a couple of her other polishes, like perhaps a Christmas Gourd, that stained on me pretty bad, to be honest. So just FYI, you'll want to wear a good base coat or double up on base coat. This is a really pretty polish, but I was kind of trying to talk myself out of this because I thought I've got something similar. I haven't done any comparisons of those yet at the time of filming this video, so I might be popping in a comparison video or comparison photo of this polish and then the Rogue Lacquer polish, which is going bonkers, I think, from a recent PPU purchase that I got. It's very similar, so I'm going to do that here and see if it actually looks that similar. That way, if you guys have the Rogue polish and maybe are looking at this one, maybe that'll help you as well. I am on the fence about the Wildflower Lacquer one, though, just because I do have something similar, but my husband's wanting that polish, so, he's the one that buys this kind of stuff anyway. So it'll probably get added to my collection as well. I am trying to talk him out of it too, but that hasn't worked so far. So the next polish, this I think is a new brand. I don't remember seeing this brand before. This is Sizzlin' Shades Nail Lacquer. This is called Little Red. This polish is inspired by one of my favorite childhood books, Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, that makes sense. I did not read that far into the description of this polish. My husband chose this polish as well. This was one I'm kind of like, I have something similar to it. I could tell you that right now. And he's like, oh no, you probably don't have anything close to it. Well, I think I do, but anyway. So this is Little Red. This says Little Red is a ruby red polish with red hollow glitter, and red shimmer. There is a cap of 200 bottles on this polish, and it will be $12.50. Now, one thing with this polish, the milliliter size is going to be 16.5 milliliters. So that is fantastic. As you guys know, most indie polishes are anywhere from 9 milliliters to 15 milliliters, aside from, I think Victorian Varnish. They're a little bigger as well. But this one is a 16.5 milliliter bottle, and I think that's kind of why my husband picked it. And it's also a beautiful, shiny, shimmery red that screams Christmas to me. But again, I'm like, I have something similar to this. And he's like, oh no, you don't have anything close. So this one will probably get added to my collection. I am going to try talking him out of that one because I do have another red on here. So the next polish is one from Rogue Lacquer. I knew immediately that I needed to get this polish when I saw it swatched. I just was like, nope, I have to have this one. I love Rogue polishes. You guys know that. This is called Supernatural Roguery. This is $13, and it is described as being a frighteningly deep blackberry base with a sprinkling of magenta, orange flakes, and a dash of hollow flakes, and an intense shimmer showing off a red and gold aurora glow. It'll be 15 milliliters. This is gorgeous. I don't know about you, but this is just absolutely stunning. It is such a gorgeous polish. It's dark, it's vampy, you've got the hollow glitter in here. I knew immediately I had to get this one. That's definitely going to be added to my collection. So the next polish I went ahead and put in. I love polishes like this, and I do have one from another brand that I haven't used yet, and I'll explain that here in a minute. This is by Lacquer, and this is called Kiss Me. It is inspired by the frog prints. This is described as being a green to teal to blue to purple to magenta multi-chrome base with gold magnetic pool. This will be 15 milliliters, and there's a cap of 630 bottles available. I can kind of see this polish going a little quickly just because of what it is. So if it is something that you're interested in, I would recommend trying to pick it up. I love how this looks. Now, I will say, depending on photos here, some photos it looks more wow factor than it does in others. And I'm kind of looking at it now like, wait a minute. Looking at it in some photos, I'm kind of like, is that really something that I'm wanting? So I am on the fence about this one. I didn't think I was, but I am on the fence about it, as you guys could tell. Yeah, it just depends on the photos. Some of these make it look much prettier, like, you know, wow factor polish, but then some of the other photos, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. So I'm not sure about that one yet. It is really beautiful, but I do have so many magnetic polishes already. And there is one from Phoenix, I think, that I haven't actually worn. That was from earlier in the year, and I really should wear that one. So I'm kind of like, I probably could take that one off, so that might get vetoed. The final polish is this one by All Mixed Up Lacquer. This is Forbidden Fruit Taste Sweeter. This is inspired by Zombie Snow White Photo. This is a deep vampy red polish with red shimmer. It'll be 15 milliliters, and the price will be $13. This is pretty, but again, my husband picked this, and I'm like, do we need that many reds? And he's like, I like how that one looks. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, well, it is what it is. So that's what's on my wish list so far. Let me know if you have any of these on your wish list for this month. Let me know if you plan on shopping for PolishPickup. This month initially just didn't really speak to me. It was one of those, I'm kind of like, I don't really need any of these polishes. And then my husband got to looking at it, and he's like, I like this one and this one. And some of these, if it was just me specifically, I could definitely veto off my list. I will probably take that Cadillac polish off the more I'm thinking about it. I don't need another magnetic polish, and I do have something similar that has that wow factor vibe to it. So I probably am going to go ahead and take that off for this to go round. But hope that you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. All the info for PPU will be down below, and we'll see you later.